I'm Deborah Metzger, Assistant Curator of Botany at the Royal Ontario Museum. I'm speaking to you today from the Reed Family Plaza in front of the ROM. I'm surrounded by the planting beds, which we call the ROM Gardens, which are planted with species native to Ontario that will attract native Ontario wildlife. Our aim was to try to use these beds right in the middle of the city as a way of promoting biodiversity. The ROM is really fortunate to have a wonderful green space in its backyard, Philosopher's Walk, which serves as a wildlife corridor connecting to Queen's Park. Wildlife corridors are ways that birds, insects, and mammals are able to connect within the city and within what would otherwise be a concrete jungle. Planting in the center of the city has its challenges and requires some forethought. All of the plants that we have included are ones that can survive urban conditions. Heat from the surrounding concrete and lots of light, reflection off the building, and lots of traffic around all the time. The gardens have been planted with species native to Ontario that provide interest to people and to wildlife throughout the seasons. In early spring, our first plant to come up was wild ginger with its burgundy flowers hidden beneath its leaves. This was followed shortly by foam flower with carpets of white blooms that attracted bees and other insects. And finally in the summer, obedient plant and pearly everlasting. And the pearly everlasting is really important because it's one that is both a food plant and a pollinator plant to the American lady butterfly. Early on in the season, it seems like the caterpillars are going to destroy the flowers. But as time goes on, the flowers recover, the caterpillars emerge into butterflies, and then they serve as pollinator plants. As we're moving into fall, you'll see that the last plant to bloom in this garden is actually one of the trees. Witch hazel, American witch hazel, Hamamelis, actually flowers in the fall. And if you watch it right up to November or December, you'll see a beautiful spray of yellow flowers cover the tree. The ferns will stay green most of the winter, and then in early spring we'll have some bulbs that will provide interest until the plants come again. So all of the plants that we have in these gardens are perennials. They'll come back year after year. And as we experiment and learn what likes the conditions of Avenue Road and Bloor, you'll see them evolve, because a garden is always a work in progress, but one that we're really excited to share with you. So next time you're downtown, please come and visit the ROM Gardens and enjoy the plants that are growing throughout the season. Next summer, we will be adding interpretive signs and labels so that you'll be able to learn more about the plants in the garden and some of the insects that visit them. Maybe this will give you some ideas for your own garden, but it'll also just be a way of celebrating native biodiversity and green space in the heart of the city.